Well, well, well. Well, well, well. So, guess who was right? Huh? 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 Guess who was right, motherfuckers? I was right. Every single time I say it over and over and over again. The Republicans are nothing more than a giant sex trafficking ring that makes the Catholic Church look like a preschool. It's insane. You cannot go a single day without a story of Republicans being child rapists. So, in case you were living under a literal rock, there has been another massive high-profile arrest of another literal massive child sex trafficking ring. Dude, it's insane. Every single time. It's crazy. Joey, welcome. Hamzi, good to see you again. My mind is just blown frequently by this. And then, not only are they disgusting human beings for, crimes against humanity, child sex traffickers, can we talk for just a second here on their fashion? What is this? Why are they dressed like they're AI generated from GTA 5? What is this ensemble? Like the blur is actually doing them a favor. Justin, U.S. Marshals have arrested Andrew and Tristan Tate in Miami on a sealed warrant, according to a federal law enforcement source. The brothers face multiple charges, including rape and assault, according to the U.K. Crown Prosecution Service. The Tate brothers have reportedly been close to the Trump family. In 2024, Andrew Tate said, "I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well. I spoke to Barron." He is saying how he was close to a child while he literally rapes children. The biggest threat to children is not trans people, it's not gay people, it's not drag queen story hour, it is straight Republican men. You saw that too, Joey? What is this fashion choices? What is this? I mean, this guy looks like he's going to, he looks like he was in Heat at the bank robbery scene, you know? He looks like he was the first one to get shot in the bank robbery scene of Heat. That's what he looks like. And this is just like the sweaty, unemployed dude at the nightclub still trying to pick up women. This is that guy. They're trying to show the muscles that aren't there, which is insane because Andrew Tate used to be a kickboxer until he got the shit kicked out of him by a gay guy just last year. Last year, the Financial Times reported that Trump administration officials pressed Romanian authorities to lift travel restrictions on the Tate brothers. They later traveled to the United States. So, again, the Republican pedo party actually pressed a foreign government to release pedophiles into America. That's literally everything that he's saying about the Democrats are letting the open borders, they're letting drug addicts, they're letting rapists, they're letting pedophiles. And it's what he did. It's what he did, dude. So I can't tell if this is prior to the arrest.
Mr. Tate, would you mind signing?
Hey, Tate.
Oh my God, he had a fedora! He had a fedora! As if that outfit couldn't have been worse. Look at this shit. What in the anti-Indiana Jones? Holy crap. Look at this outfit, dude. Oh my God. They even dress like evil villains. He just needs a cane to, like, smack his butlers around. Oh my God, they're so cringe. They're so cringe. He's giving him a little pep talk. What is this outfit? A gold, brown, tan-colored suit. What is this? Oh my God. I'm going blind. This is insane. I miss Vine when life easy and shit like this wasn't this common. Life was better under Vine, let's be real. He's trying to look like Zorro. Dude, yeah! It's like the most fail Zorro ever. Fedora like a fucking $2 prostitute role-playing as a mafioso. I can't get... Where is he? Is that him back there?
Back up. Back up.
Oh my God, it's so cringe. I can't even see him. When does he take off the hat, though? He's taking off his necklace?
Guys, back up.
Oh my God, this is too funny. Kenneth Moratti says all pedophiles should get the death penalty. I mean, that's a take. I'm not saying I'm with you or against it, but like, it's like everything we'd been hearing about an international pedo cabal was right. And it was the people saying that there was an international pedo cabal that were running the international pedo cabal. This is insane, dude. I've been right this entire time saying that every accusation is a confession. Did they take off the fedora? He still got the fedora on. Oh my God. Professor Indiana Bonehead. Wow, dude. Wow, man. This is... You added me on your alt Twitter account? What's your alt Twitter account? I don't know. Are you following me at James Russell 88 on Twitter? Because I haven't seen any new follows, but the app is so awful. The app is totally broken right now. Like, I can't see... I have to use the web browser in Chrome because the app doesn't refresh tweets anymore when I'm looking at people's accounts. It's stupid. Is this another angle?
Back up.
Also, I love how the guy is telling him to back up with the camera, where he's clearly pressed, and not the guy who's like, like molesting Tate's neck right now. Oh my God, this is so. I occasionally am speechless, and this is one of those situations. So, the fact that VP J.D. Vance and Richard Grenell went to Romania on behalf of the Trump administration to advocate for Andrew and Tristan Tate, who by all accounts were rapists running a coercive sex ring, then permitted them to come to Florida, should be a crazy, crazy scandal. It should be. It should be. And if this was if this was a Democrat, it would be all over. New York Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal. Everybody would be covering it. But because it is the fucking Trump pedo regime, it's going to get buried on, like, the last page of the New York... They might not even cover it. They might not even cover it. And yes, I've been collecting all the news articles in a little folder waiting to unleash this thread because this series of events is so wild. I felt like a crazy lady for just saying the Trump administration suborned the Romanian justice system to free two violent sex predators. Bro, it's insane. Please be patient. My mom used Tylenol. That is a fucking hilarious username. Andrew thinks we'll be fascinated by his muscular chest and thick quads, but that didn't happen, and Tristan apparently watched The Mask of Zorro yesterday. He doesn't even look like The Mask of Zorro, though. He looks like frickin'... he looks like knockoff Sinners. You know how the Halloween stores have a costume that's clearly from a movie, but they can't call it that because of trademark? That's his outfit from Sinners. Oh, my God. It's so insane. Dutton, welcome, dude. So, lo and behold... Lo and behold, the Tate brothers hired the law firm of Roy Black, who represented Jeffrey Epstein. Now, if you recall, Jeffrey Epstein, when he hired this firm, this was the same firm that got him a sweetheart deal. So while Jeffrey Epstein abused, like, dozens of women, dozens of children, committed a host of fucking crimes that doesn't even come close to any of these immigrants that ICE are kidnapping off the streets, and he got off with a sweetheart deal. When he was jailed, it was only for like a couple months, and then he could leave the jail and he could go on work release. He could go into town, and he did go into town, and he would party, and then he just had to be back, by lights out at the jail. A complete miscarriage of justice. That's what they're looking for here. And Trump, being in charge, knows that the Tate brothers are going to have a compromat on him. So, yeah, Trump is going to work with this firm, and these guys are going to get another sweetheart deal. And when that happens, brother, we need to bring down the fucking wrath of God on this justice system. Because this, in no way, shape, or form, can be allowed to happen. There needs to be consequences. There needs to be serious punishment at the polls. There needs to be serious societal consequences. They need to be shunned. Every place that they ever order food, whether it's from Starbucks or DoorDash, every single fucking order that they get needs to have shit, spit, piss, and jizz in it. They should never, ever be able to eat food without wondering, why does this taste funny? We need to bring back societal punishment. If the justice system won't do it, we will do it. You sit. You said I sent you a message on Twitter. Let Johnny Sins fuck up. Johnny Sins, the porn star? I don't think I got your message. Are you sure you sent it to the right account? Because I don't see anything from you, Joey. I don't even have message requests. Oh, I see. Oh my God, I have so many pending chats. Oh my God, they're all like fake porn accounts. Oh my God, so tiring. Oh my God, it's like Elon Musk imposters and botted porn accounts. Ugh. Joey from YouTube, I can go live again. Is she calling out the maga? Okay, I just got it, Joey. Okay. I'm going to accept it. Okay, there. There, I just replied to you, Joey. But what color is your Bugatti? What color is your Bugatti? I don't get it, Hamzi. Is that a quote from something? Is that a reference that I'm missing? Yeah, I see your message, Joey. I just replied to you. Also, since we currently have a bit of infighting within the Democratic Party, maybe this whole Tate thing and the Trump regime wanting to, corrupt a foreign justice system to import pedophiles and sex traffickers into America, maybe that's something you want to talk about, Democrats.
And I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well, and I spoke to Barron after the incident, and I look forward to, once I am free, being with Donald Trump in person and reminding him that he's a bulletproof badass.
This is the attorney for President Trump, somebody who has been a fighter for the America First Party. Her name is Alina Habba, and she joins us live right now.
Hey.
Hello, Alina.
Oh my God, these
Hi.
people are so creepy.
Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan.
Well, nice
Big
to meet
fan.
you.
Formal charges against Andrew Tate include rape, human trafficking
of minors, sexual intercourse with a minor,
And I'm very
of minors, sexual intercourse with a minor.
But sure, Abdul El Sayed making a couple grand in other on his tax returns is a much bigger story. Okay, Dems. Okay, sure, Democrats. Well, Jihad Ali succinctly says it. Democrats, you might want to amplify this a bit more, or you could just keep attacking Abdul El Sayed. This is a huge story. Alina Habba, Trump's former personal attorney, nice to meet you. I'm a big fan. She said that to a fucking pedophile. Flashback to the Tucker Carlson giddy like a schoolgirl, meaning Andrew Tate immediately after Tate was indicted for human trafficking rape. Well, if he was a schoolgirl, Andrew Tate might have been into him.
Well, I'm totally bewildered. I come out and meet you. If I step 1 foot over this line, it's back to jail.
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker, a pleasure. Tristan Tate.
It's
Back
so
to
nice
the
to meet you.
Great to meet you too,
What a
man.
trip
I'm
this
a huge admirer.
I know, man. This is like.
You're the famous
Oh
one.
my
You're the famous
God.
one. Not me.
I've never been starstruck in my life, but you know,
I'm like-
here I am.
Hey, Tucker Carlson. Nice to meet you. Are you American?
Yes, very.
What are you doing here?
I got a couple friends. One flew over across the world to go to jail.
Tucker just going up to every person. Are you American? Are you American? Are you American? Are you Jewish? You know he does that all the time. Holy shit. This is such a huge story. Every single high-profile Republican in the MAGA pedo party have ties to these guys and have said openly how much they like him. That's insane, dude. The Unity Project hat. Welcome, brother. Welcome. Tate had a gold pink Bugatti and someone said he doesn't like the color. He said, "What color is your Bugatti?" It became a worldwide meme. How don't you know it? How don't I know that one? That's a really funny story. So he was driving a gold pink Bugatti. Someone said they don't like the color, and he's like, "What color is your Bugatti?" As if it's an own. That's too funny. Well, at least the people that didn't like the color didn't rape a child in order to get it. Andrew Tate dared police to arrest him in 2025. They just did. Oh my God. It's just... The whole world is just insane right now, dude. Like, have you stopped to think about this for a minute? To think that there is an actual pedophile currently in the White House trying to free other pedophiles like Andrew and Tristan Tate. And all while they're doing their whole pedo cabal ring, they're enriching themselves on oil profits, you know, on pump and dump schemes, on cryptocurrency. This is the absolute worst timeline, and if we don't, like, restore rule of law, what's the point of a country? What's the point of a country, you know, that has laws that says, oh, yeah, you know, well, pedophiles shouldn't be walking the streets, you know. Yeah, artificially inflating a stock and then using insider information is a crime, but we'll let it go because they're Republicans, because they have the magic R next to their name. You know, it's so crazy. Bill Maher used to say that Republicans could get away with anything because they have the magic R next to their name. What happened to that Bill Maher? What happened to the Bill Maher of old, who was the first one to call Donald Trump a traitor and said that he was what did he say? He was a habitual liar? What happened to the Bill Maher that compared Donald Trump's mom to a fucking chimp? Was it a chimp? No, it was an orangutan. And then got sued by Trump because he hurt his feelings. And then when Bill Maher won, he crowed about it on TV. Now, Bill Maher is a fucking bootlicker. What happened to that Bill Maher? This is crazy. Oh, we have a triggered mad pedophile. Adam Weinberger 6816. Literally, the week of your heroes, the Andrew Tate pedophiles, getting arrested, and you're still talking about the Clintons. Shut your fucking bitch ass up, you loser. You have a literal pedophile in the White House, and you're more upset over people from decades ago whom you have never been able to prove anything. Meanwhile, your people are getting arrested for child rape right now. Andrew and Tristan Tate currently sitting in jail. While your pedophile pals Tucker Carlson, your pedophile pals Benny Johnson, Alina Habba, your pedo pal Barron Trump, your pedo pal Roy Black, who represented Jeffrey Epstein, your pedo pal J.D. Vance and Richard Grenell, who went to Romania to free these pedophiles. Adam, you guys are the pedophiles. You import pedophiles, and this is why, when all is said and done, we're going to Nuremberg the fuck out of you, and we're going to exile you guys to your own fucking island. No supplies, no nothing. You're going to be out there like the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, and you're just going to have to survive off the land. We don't want you in this country. You're pedophiles, you're rapists, you're terrorists. We are going to come for you, we're going to find you, and we're going to kick you the fuck out. God, I want someone to just stand up to these MAGA pedos and stand up to these Republicans, man. Well, I'm glad you say that, Joey, because I got some interesting clips coming up here. So, speaking of pedophiles, hey, eQueer. Hey, Adam Weinberger, these are your people, dude. Your people.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I loved how much you hated it. Turned me on. Why am I like that?
Because you're an evil fucking person.
Whilst we were having sex, he put his hand on my throat and strangled me until I lost consciousness. But he was still having sex with me when I kind of came back around again.
I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet. Sometimes you forget exactly how lucky you were to get by me? Would you rather me pin you down and make you do things you didn't like, or
So keep in mind, Adam Weinberger, who's talking about the Clintons, this is what he supports. Actual evidence of rape, actual evidence of pedophilia, people actually arrested as running and being part of a child sex trafficking ring. This is what he supports. There is no future cohabitating with people that support this.
would you rather? You didn't like that I was thinking I can do whatever I want to. That's what it is. I'm the smartest person on this planet.
And then the next day, one of the whites of my eyes had gone completely red. Apparently, that's kind of common in domestic abuse cases where there's a lack of oxygen in your brain. So your blood vessels like start bursting to kind of try and get the oxygen there.
Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't pass out.
But he kind of kept saying, I own you, you belong to me, like threatening to kill me.
Chill the out. Jesus Christ, I thought you were cool.
That's what these MAGA pedophiles support. There is no future with them. There is no future where we can allow these pedophiles that currently run the country and come into my chat and give me shit. We can't work with them. We just can't. There is no future with them in this country. There's not. They weaponize the justice system against Americans. They weaponize the justice system to kidnap, murder people like Alex Preddy, Renee Nicole Good, Keith Porter Jr. There is simply no future with these people in this country. We cannot continue to live in a world where people support this, and when called out about it, just say, "But the Clintons!" There's no fucking future with them. Yeah, when it's not consensual, it turns these pieces of shits on. Yeah, because they're fucking psychopaths. That truly is a key factor here. Like, these people are just damaged. I don't even think they're damaged. They're just evil. Evil, sadistic psychopaths that, yeah, like you said, they get off on violence. He claimed he's Muslim. I don't see no Muslim here. I remember hearing that. I think he's like, I'm converting to Muslim, but it was just a PR thing for him to, like, get more clicks. I don't think it was ever real. Wow, that's cool, you stupid shit fucked. Hey, yeah, they're just evil people. And speaking of evil people, this is the Republican Party today. This is a thread of ICE and CBP agents that's now up to 122 posts. Look at how far this goes. Look at how many people are here. I mean, this guy was a CBP officer, International Falls, Minnesota. Sexually assaulting a preteen girl over several years. This guy, a Border Patrol agent from Brownsville, Texas. 3 counts of sexual assault of a child and accused by prosecutors of sexually assaulting a second child. Dennis Michael Johnson, Border Patrol agent, Sierra Vista, Arizona. This is all over the country. They're all over the country, and they're not just one-offs. These people have been doing this for years. Forgot to go live on Instagram. Or, not Instagram, TikTok. Let me see. Okay, there. So I got my... Hang on, I got to set up my live on TikTok real quick. I forgot to do it. Like, it's so pointless to go live on TikTok a lot of times because, you know, it's owned by the Ellison Epstein class billionaires. But, hey, got to go where the audience is. If there's an R in your name, touch the fucking president, they wouldn't care, as if the president hasn't done worse. He's done far worse. But, I mean, look at this. Border Patrol agent, federal air marshal, and Border Patrol agent. 3 counts of sexual exploitation of children. Multiple years, photographed the abuse. He's from Arizona, Washington, Bellingham, Washington, California, New Mexico, Puerto Rico. ICE deportation officer from Wichita, Kansas. This is what the Republicans support. The Epstein pedo cabal never went away. It just changed owners, right? They just had a swapping out of the CEOs. That's all that happened. I mean, look at this shit. This list goes on and on and on. These aren't even the newer ones. 1 month, 18 days. Yeah, I covered these ones 12 days ago. Covered this one. Don't think I covered this one. Border Patrol agent from Alpine, Texas. Raping an unconscious woman. He was arrested again later that month. Surreptitiously recorded videos of underage girls. Garrett McMahon, a 39, Border Patrol agent from Harrison Township, Michigan. Costing a child. Ugh, Jesus Christ, dude. Former ICE agent from Asher, Oklahoma. 2 underage girls. Jeremy Wayne Brown, 40, an ICE deportation officer from Donna, Texas. 5 counts of indecency with a child. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. South Louisiana ICE Processing Center in Basile, Louisiana was sentenced to 36 months in federal prison on June 26, 2026 for sexually abusing a female Nicaraguan detainee in his custody in a janitorial closet. This is what's happening more and more at these ICE concentration camps. And then when the victims try to come forward, they're abused, they're targeted, they're shipped to a different facility. I mean, it's just the Catholic Church shit all over again. Rather than investigate the pedophiles within the organization and hold them accountable, they just ship them off to another location. They don't even ship the ICE officer. They just ship the victims. This is an absolutely insane thread. Joel Martinez, Laredo Sector Chief, San Benito. Again, this is everywhere. This is all across the country. And these are not Border Patrol agent, San Diego, California. Oh, my God. He's like evil Nedry from Jurassic Park. Good God, dude. Former Homeland Security agent was sentenced to 7 years in prison for admitting he created CSAM involving a 17-year-old girl. Looks like this, they found that one. Dexter, New York. Oh my God, dude. Only a year. A year in federal prison for ordering 4 immigrant women during webcam processing to show his tits. Like it's fucking Mardi Gras. Jesus Christ, dude. This guy is from Colebrook, New Hampshire. 25 months for possessing 350 plus CSAM images, including a video of a child raped by an adult. Oh my God, dude. Juan Pablo Quintanilla, Border Patrol from Mission, Texas. 3 counts of indecency with a child. Dude, this is just fucking insane. Every time, it's still going. Look at this. It's still going. There's more. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Where does it end? Look at this. Where does it fucking end, dude? Oh my God, how much more is there? Bro! Okay, Jesus. We finally reached the end. Holy shit, dude. That's insane. That's just insane. This is insane. And this, how am I not following them? This person is absolutely, or this account is absolutely worth following. Rape is about power. These people are all about power over others. Yeah, they're just psychopaths. And yeah, the power is a huge, huge factor. In Islam, the punishment for a rapist is stoning to death if he's married, or being whipped 100 times, and being exiled from the community for a year if he's not. That's in Sharia law, which means actually law. So you're saying law, it's funny. Oh, Sharia means it's like non means bread. So why would you say non-bread? Because you're saying bread. I mean, and then you get stuff like this. Tom Tillis prodded a rape survivor to go public with allegations against Pete Hegseth, promising her that it would sink the nomination of a dangerous man to a powerful position. She did, at significant risk to herself. Tillis then cast a deciding vote in favor of Hegseth. He has always been a coward. This is just unbelievable bullshit. And this is the first I ever heard about this. This is just unbelievably insane. Again, there are no redeeming qualities about Republicans. Even this Joe Kent guy, you know, who was the counterterror officer that left Trump over the spat about Iran, he does not have any redeeming qualities. Don't make a mistake that thinking that just because he resigned in protest that he is a good person. These people are not good people. They're absolutely awful, vile, evil human beings, and we see it every fucking day with their own actions. I mean, look at this. Do you understand how fucked up you have to be in the head to do something like this? To get a fucking rape survivor and say, you need to go public, and then I'll protect you. They do, and actually, I'm going to vote for the guy. That is next level psychopathy. Like, that is a kind of sickness in the brain that this man should not be near the levers of power. He shouldn't be. Republicans are the biggest threat to America more than anyone else. Hear of that Republican teacher and her husband's story? I probably covered it, but it's not ringing any bells. So moving on to different stories here. One of the people swept up, since we were talking about ICE earlier, one of the people swept up in Trump's crackdown on non-citizens voting was Dora Damita Rodriguez, a 72-year-old legal resident who voted for Trump. She was deported. Damita Rodriguez displays a photograph of herself with a Trump banner. She said she voted for Trump in 2016 and continues to support him despite her deportation. It's a cult! It's a fucking cult! What else can you do? Like, instead of tread on me and you get actually harmed, it's hurt me harder, daddy. I mean, this is just like domestic violence levels of what's that, Stockholm Syndrome shit? She got deported. She voted for Trump, and she still supports him. I mean, can we just say that this is actually a good deportation? Fuck it, I'm saying it. This is a good deportation. If you're so stupid that you're going to vote for the guy that wants to deport you, completely fuck up your life, and then not only that, you continue to support the guy that fucked up your life, I have no problems with that. This is do it. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't want her back. Don't let her back into the country. Fuck it. Why would we want someone like this? Why would anyone like this be this dumb? I'm saying it. This is a good deportation. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't care. Like, of all the bigger things we have to focus on, having sympathy for this dumb cunt is not one of them. Why are wicked people that are famous and powerful but kind people are in the streets? Being a millionaire means scamming people and make them lose their money. No, thank you. Well, that's because in order to get money, you typically have to be a criminal. I mean, all billionaires are criminals. How did she vote if she wasn't a citizen? I mean, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't, it's not clear. She was a legal resident, so I'm assuming she had the right to vote, which I probably just have to pull up the story. Let me see. Trump claims voting by non-citizens is rampant in America. The numbers tell a different story. Plot to influence election, reverse data analysis, reveals so far. No! It won't let me read it. It's paywalled. It's paywalled! I can't read it. I mean, again, she's a Republican, so it very easily could have just been voter fraud, right? I mean, the biggest people committing voter fraud are Republicans. So I'm not surprised by this at all. She probably did vote illegally. Fuck it. I'll just say it that. That's probably what happened. Search up that Amy Medlin story, because that story is insane. Amy Medlin? Let me look. Or is it Amy Medlin, I guess it's probably pronounced? Amy Medlin. Former deputy wife pled guilty to charges tied to highly elaborate grooming of woman's student. Wendell, ex-teacher, deputy husband, pled guilty to charges in inappropriate relationship with student investigation. Well, that's a new one to me. But I mean, one of them is a cop, so probably Republican, but that's not, it doesn't really say if they're Republicans or not. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't, Republicans are abusing enablers, part 58, and this doesn't look like it. Yeah, it doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say if she was a Republican or a Democrat. I mean, not that that matters. The important thing is here that she is a disgusting human being that was grooming kids and was rightly jailed. Yeah, I hate it when it does that, when it looks like the article is loading normally, and then it pops up. I hate that shit. ChatGPT told me they were activists. That's ChatGPT, though. I'd be very, very cautious and skeptical about that. I mean, guilty of being alive in a mansion with a Bugatti outside comes nothing close to sleeping like a toddler in an average house in a 2019 Audi outside. Well, Hamzi, I mean, people think very different. In order to get rich, you have to be a generally terrible person. So, yeah, that's why. AK-27, you're not anti-fascist? Okay, dude. Good one, you got me. Jesus, these people are so fucking weird. So, hey guys, I'm going to criticize ICE, but I'm not anti-fascist. Jesus. So, this Nazi, whom I hate because I'm anti-fascist. How about now, AK-27? Do I fit your limited scope? Fucking weirdos.
When you turn it on, when you turn it off, how quick...
Training procedures changing. You talked about training the trainers. How are those...
My God, he's so sweaty. Why do all these bald white men look like they have a dent in the top of their head? Do you see this shit? Looks like somebody just bounced a marble in there and cratered it. What? All white people, bald white fucking losers, have this little indented bubble in their cranium. What is that all about? Criticizing ICE is not anti-fascist. Yeah, I get you, AK-27. You know, criticizing fascists is definitely not anti-fascist. Okay, buddy. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I get the weirdest fucking trolls in my chat. Tate will walk free. Mark my fucking words. Trump's just going to be his lapdog. Yeah, Joey, that's actually what I was saying. Because he hired the same firm that Epstein had, and Epstein got the sweetheart deal because it was a powerful legal firm that was able to pull strings. So I firmly believe that Trump is going to give them a pardon or a cushy Ghislaine Maxwell treatment. I agree as well, and we need to make sure that we fucking have societal consequences ready when that happens. Money isn't going to get you to heaven. It's your good deeds. You won't be like, hey, God, get me money and enter me to heaven. Well, Hamzi, I don't believe in heaven or hell, so we're on a different thing there. Show the lumps in your head. I can't because I have hair, unlike this bald fucking Nazi. Jesus. Why can I not get good trolls? Why do I get the weirdest show the lumps in your head, you lumpy head. Fucking hell, dude.
They're not changing. The trainers.
Okay, so the audio sucks on this thing, and I've got it max, so I don't know what the deal is. Will this do the trick? Let me see. Ah!
How do you operate the Kremlin? What's the requirements? When do you turn it on? When do you turn it off?
He is truly... Tom Amon really strikes me as a cowardly English bulldog. He's got that underbite, and he's always talking like this. Like he got some bit of slobber and drool in his mouth. Like he just swallowed Trump's nut, you know? He's just a creepy motherfucker. And keep in mind, Obama trusted this guy. Obama hired this guy. It's just the revolving door of the political circus. Most of them claim to be strongly religious. Yeah, they claim to be, Hamzi, but they're not actually strongly religious. It's all an act. You know, saying they're religious is just the entry fee for them to get into these pedophile clubs. I mean, that's all. It's basically a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, hey, I'm religious. I'm a terrible person like you. Now, let me in to see the cabal. That's basically what Republicans are doing. So he said, I said this a year ago. If the hateful rhetoric doesn't stop, there will be bloodshed. Unfortunately, I was right. It's not over yet. I'm afraid that we're going to bury an ICE agent. So keep in mind, these are the people that said a fucking soccer mom like Renee Nicole Good was a terrorist. They said Alex Preddy, a guy who was defending a woman from a Nazi beating the shit out of a woman protester, was a terrorist. They call Keith Porter Jr. a terrorist. They call us who protest outside the ICE detention facilities terrorists. So if you have to bury an ICE agent, you think we're going to give a fuck? No, dude. You started this. You wanted this whole deprive people of their human autonomy, this idea that we have an existence, a soul, and are doing actions to protest a fascist regime. And you're calling us terrorists for that? Fuck you. I don't give a shit if they die. I don't give a shit, and no one should care if ICE dies. We should not. They started this. They condemn peaceful protesters. They condemn people defending their neighbors. I don't give a fuck if ICE dies, and no one else should. Haman on people getting killed by ICE. It comes down to one simple fact. These people failed to comply with law enforcement. All they had to do was comply. If they did, they'd be alive today. That's why we shouldn't give a shit. Just comply. Just comply. Just comply. ICE has been shown to have violated over 15,000 court orders. That is not a government agency. That is a rogue Gestapo. So no, I don't give a shit if ICE dies. I'm not saying go do it. That's a stupid thing to do. That's a stupid thing to say. But I am not going to sit here and shed a tear because a Nazi who's probably on the pedophile watch list died. I won't give a shit. Wolf who wears a sheep coat. Why am I American? I have to suffer the consequences day after day. My kids starting primary school soon. And this is our nation. Fuck me 1,000 times over. I'm taking us somewhere else, man. Wait, Joey, you said primary school though. Are you here in the States? Because isn't primary school like an English thing? Like yeah, in Europe, right? I do. There's a lot of Hispanic ICE agents. You do what? You do care if they die? Okay, well then enjoy grieving for Nazis. I'm sure that's going to play really well when you have to tell your children what you did. Hopefully you won't have any. Jesus. I cried for those beautiful Nazi ICE agents that kidnapped people off the street and murdered women and children and raped the children in the concentration camps. I cried for those Nazis. BPD plus odd pseudo left winger like PB&J. Oh man, that was such a good burn, Super Joe. You got me, dude. You got me. You literally support a pedophile. And you're out here trying to throw shit out like BPD as if it's a bad thing. You support a pedophile, dude. Your boys are pedophiles. They got picked up and are now being represented by the same guy that represented Jeffrey Epstein. You are a pedophile. Get your ass. I always get corrected and people tell me to say elementary. LOL, I'm used to saying primary. Joey, are you from Europe then? I'm still confused because, yeah, primary school is a big thing in, it's a saying in Europe, right? Saying I do because my people are in those horrible people. Crazy. What state do you think I'm from? I have no idea. I can't even, I mean, yeah. I've got a 1 in 50 chance of guessing right. You are from, well, yeah, I get you're from America, but I don't know where you got the primary school. It's just interesting. I think there are some states in the U.S. that do. Isn't it like the Northeast do that? They have like primary schools like New York and the New England states and all that. I remember something about them having like a primary school system. And that's like primary school is I think like kindergarten to 6th grade, I think. Something like that. So anyways, we have Tom Oman, the English neutered bulldog here, saying that we should just comply. Well, so should they. The Trump administration has lost or abandoned nearly half of the resolved cases in which it accused people of assaulting ICE agents. Normally, the Justice Department wins more than 90% of its criminal cases. They have had to abandon half of the cases because they're such fucking bullshit. Stop believing these people. If an ICE agent dies, I guarantee you it's more likely to be out of self-defense than anything else. I guarantee it. Because these guys keep doing stupid shit, jumping in front of cars so they can justify murdering people. They keep breaking into people's houses. They keep grabbing people off the street without identifying themselves. Like, it's amazing, honestly, that something worse hasn't happened yet. And it goes to show the actual restraint from Americans that these ICE Nazis are not showing in return. I don't know what I call elementary primary. Okay, fair enough. Federal agents around the country were told in recent days that the FBI will no longer investigate confrontations with immigration agents, cases that sometimes yield evidence that could be used to prosecute DHS agents implicated in violent encounters, according to people briefed on the decision. This is never what you see when you are the good guy. You don't stop investigations that are clearly warranted for people just pulling their guns and shooting people, you don't just stop investigating those if they're the good guys. This is a cover-up. So yeah, I'm not going to cry if something happens to an ICE agent. We fucking shouldn't. No one should. And now they're doing this kind of shit.
Strategy. We currently are addressing 3 major types of terror groups: narco-terrorists, Islamic or jihadi terrorists, and far-left terrorists.
Why is his hair styled like Dracula? He does. He looks like Gary Oldman's Dracula. What the fuck is happening here?
For all 3, we need to...
He's even pale enough to be.
...identify terror actors and plots before they happen, as outlined in...
So they're trying to do the Minority Report precog shit, right? Very cool. The State Department is talking about blacklists, pre-crime, and re-implementing the McCarthy trials, while liberals on this website have joined hands with Ted Cruz and the entire GOP to freak out about a Chinese suit I wore. They're putting all of us in the camps, dumbasses. This is so fucking true, and we keep seeing this shit over and over and over, where the fucking liberals will ally themselves with Ted fucking Cruz of all people. Ted Cruz isn't even liked by Republicans. Ted Cruz isn't even liked by Texans. Ted Cruz isn't even liked by his dog. The most faithful, loyal animal on the planet literally pisses on Ted Cruz's leg. And the liberals want to ally themselves with him. It's insane. It's absolutely insane behavior. Assaulting ICE agent, dude, you're all geared up and got assaulted from a civilian. Looks like a skill issue. There was a video I covered last week, where this pig maced a guy in the face. So the guy turned away and tried to was trying to cover his face or something. So then the pig tries to grab him in a back lock. And then the guy actually had some wrestling experience because he was trying to peel and hip out. It was impressive to see. So yeah, that was a skill issue. He had to get his buddy pig in order to get out. Oh, we have a trigger man, a pedophile. Raptor82872 says impeding federal operations is a criminal offense. They never shot civilians. Okay, so you support pedophiles. Just say that, dude. Look, this is your beloved ICE. All rapists, all pedophiles. These are the criminals. And these criminals are doing shit way fucking worse than any of the immigrants. And you are supporting this, So we have Raptor82872. We have a MAGA pedophile in the chat. We have a MAGA pedophile in the chat, everybody. He thinks that ICE pedophiles should be allowed to rape children. Hey, Raptor8, this is your boy here, Jeremy Wayne Brown, 40, an ICE deportation officer from Donna, Texas, was charged on November 21st, 2017 with 5 counts of indecency with a child sexual contact, 2nd-degree felony. Brown was accused of forcing an 11-year-old girl to touch him during massages between February and June 27. That's your people. That's your people, Raptor. You guys ran a whole long campaign about stopping the Epstein cabal and protecting children. We have to keep the children safe. And the call was always coming from the inside the White House. And pedophiles like you made this possible. You did this. This happened between February and June. That's 4 months, right? 4 months this guy was able to rape a child because pedophiles like you see this as fine, but an abuela selling fucking grilled hot dogs on the street as a problem. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Literally get fucked. I cannot say it loudly enough and with enough force. Get royally fucked. Again, associating a word in another language, terrorist, so I say to an American. Ted Cruz is proof God has a sense of humor and a cruel one. Ted Cruz had protests at his house. One time a protester hired a mariachi band. Ted's neighbors came out and danced. I'm telling you, even, Jesus, even the neighbors don't like other Republicans. It's insane. And associating a word in another language is terrorist, so if I say in Arabic I'm jihading to be a doctor, I'll be shot. Yeah, but you told me this before, Hamzi. Jihading just means you're aiming to do something, right? You're ambitious, right? You have a goal. Ted Cruz got hit in the face with a beer when he was in a parade. So, meanwhile, liberals are allying with this guy.
Oh, and Fuentes' treatment of me is so bad. I don't understand. That's something he'll have to learn and grow. Not to sound not to be too self-aggrandizing, but Fuentes should be worshiping me because I am literally I was the only lifeline that he had to like being able to breach like mainstream political conversations. Like I represented a huge potential opportunity to him, and he just was so bad faith in the way that he treats me. It's unbelievable. I don't know why the fuck you would do that. Like he should have been so conciliatory towards me. And I'm not looking for that. I'm not asking him to be my bitch or anything. But for him to be like relentlessly bad faith against me all the time, I'm like, bro, who the fuck are you? Like I can put you on a stream in front of 14,000 people. Like I'm giving you your phone number to like Adam22 so you can go to a show. Why the fuck would you like burn my shit so hard? Like you're so.
So Nick Fuentes is an actual Nazi who has advocated for men being able to rape and torture women in sex crimes, just like what the Tate pedophiles do. And this is who Democrats are working with. This is the guy prominent liberal commentators on the platform are defending because he couldn't disrupt yesterday's College Dems of America convention, by the way. This is an absolutely insane thing. And we didn't fucking Newsom... Didn't Newsom have a thing? Have Nick Fuentes on his podcast? I think I remember that. Let me see. He did, didn't he? It was either Nick Fuentes or Charlie Kirk. Maybe it was Charlie Kirk. I know he had a talk with Ben Shapiro. I'm pretty... Damn it, who was it? Okay, well, it wasn't Nick Fuentes, but either way, you know, these liberals want to ally themselves with fucking Republicans who have the worst fucking policies, who have the absolute worst takes, who literally support terrorism and pedophilia, like what that guy in my chat did earlier. And they will ally themselves with that over Americans wanting to give people health care. Liberals have completely fucking lost the plot. And again, they're going to screw it up because in the future, they're going to get in power, and then they're going to say that we need to turn the other cheek on shit like this. No, 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 we can't prosecute these guys. No, 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 we have to let the Tate brothers off. They have a really powerful firm. No, 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 we can't. No, we can't. We can't prosecute terrorists like this. No, 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 we can't do that. That's going to be the liberal position, and I'm not going to fucking stand for it. Yeah, Hamzi, I can't read that. I'm sorry, brother. Falling out between lovers, Nick Fuentes and that streamer. Yeah, Sex Pestany himself. I'll put on the work and be a doctor. Boom, I'm shot. Oh, because you want to be a jihad doctor? Isn't that what you called it? As a Republican, I want to remind that we, the people, have a Second Amendment obligation to remove the tyrant Trump from our nation, sick-tempered tyrannus. Yeah, keep in mind, the Second Amendment is also meant to be defensive. So if you're just going out with your Second Amendment rights, okay, dude. You do you. I ain't doing that. I mean, I got plenty of my guns, but I'm not stupid enough to just walk out into the street, start using them. Someone shows up at my door threatening me, it's a little different. It's only a matter of time before a wonderful American puts Trump in the dirt. Then who will you cultists worship? Sarah, if you're saying very things that you don't want to be saying right now in this climate, brother. Read the line under the Arabic. I spelled it with Latin letters. I don't think I can. I don't know if I can pronounce it, though. Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. So, what a lot of this that Hassan is coming out about is this is tied into the campaign for Michigan Senate, which is AIPAC-backed Haley Stevens, the corporate hodgepodge of a human being. And so they are training a lot of they're training a lot of friendly fire on Hassan and Abdul El-Sayed rather than, you know, Republicans.
Do you think there should be conditions on the aid?
That's loud.
Do you think there should be conditions on the aid the United States sends to Jerusalem and Tel Aviv?
Absolutely not. I'm not for conditions, particularly in this circumstance. That's what detractors of Israel are pushing for.
God, she's fucking evil. She's just fucking evil, dude. She's just fucking evil. I can't stand it. What else can you say? When Israel is literally bombing babies to the point they're being decapitated by the bombs, when they're just raping Palestinian children and women in their detention concentration camps, when they're actively saying that, you know, all Palestinians, even babies, are roaches and we need to exterminate them. Yeah, dude, you're just fucking evil. Or if you're more of a visual person, this is who she's sponsored by. And it's literally like every corporation in America. And some of them being the worst people ever, like Blue Origin, which is, of course, what's his name? Jeff Bezos' shit. Boeing Airlines, which literally killed multiple whistleblowers. And then, of course, BlackRock, which is just an evil organization. It's like something out of fucking the Legion of Doom. I mean, listen, they just really love her fighting spirit. They're definitely not going to ask for anything in return if she makes it to the U.S. Senate. But what about Abdul? Here's the full list of corporate PACs that have donated to Abdul al-Sayed's Senate campaign. This is all quid pro quo. All of this is quid pro quo. These corporations don't just back these politicians, you know, because it's out of the pure charity and the genuine goodness of their heart. These corporations back these politicians so that then they can get in on the ground floor and make sure that they can dictate policy. We've seen this time and time again with the Republican tax bill back in 2017, with multiple health care bills, hell, with AI bills the Republicans have pushed out. It's almost taken word for word from what the lobbying firms for these organizations. It's literally word for word. They're just taking it, rubber stamping it, putting it into plain text, you know, congressional language, and then they're not even reviewing it. They're just taking it completely, you know, unreviewed and just going with it. Because they expect a return on their investment. And their return on investment is to do things like, oh, I don't know, maybe McDonald's probably doesn't want to have all those health food safety inspections. You know that Boeing definitely doesn't want to have safety inspections on their planes. And oh, PricewaterhouseCoopers, a law firm, probably wants to be able to represent criminals overseas that are enemies to America. AT&T, come on. How many fucking times do you have to get shitty service and they just take your money and you get nothing in return? This is what these corporations do. They're not here out of the goodness of their heart. Oh, I got a joke, LOL. Why does Israel throw the best parties? Because they bomb the neighborhood first, so the music's louder. That's dark, Joey. That's fucking dark, dude. That's some dark shit. Oh, Coyote Heathen called me a beta. Okay, well, you're a pedophile. It's always these fucking losers with anonymous profiles. Let me see who this fucking prick is. Go to channel. Coyote Heathen, 0 subs, 0 videos, joined March 11th, 2017, claiming he's in the USA. Obviously he's not. No real profile picture. But sure, Coyote Heathen, I'm a beta. Okay, buddy. I got another one. Why does Haley Stevens win in Michigan? She knows cars, but still helps send the jobs to China. Okay, that's better. That's better, Joey. Big political campaign donations are investments. Buying a politician is extremely profitable. Exactly, eQueer. This is not, again, this is not out of the goodness of their hearts. They clearly have an agenda, and their agenda is to maybe, I don't know, stop the fucking taxes that they would have to pay, and would then go back to invest in Americans, in our healthcare, in our infrastructure, in our schools. They absolutely have an agenda, and their agenda is to benefit the billionaires. Some Israel soldier saw a paper in the wall. He started saying it says the names of the terrorists. We're going to find them, yada, yada. It was just names, days of the week. It was the biggest. Yeah, I remember that, Hamzi. That was the, that was that hospital, right? When everything first kind of broke out, it was that hospital. They're saying, look, this is clearly a, it was like a, it was like a, I don't know, like a flow, not even a flow chart, but just like an organizing chart. And they were saying it's the names of all the terrorists that were in that hospital, when it was just like, Dr. blah, blah, blah has appointment at blah, blah, blah. It was a fucking schedule calendar. People are insane. In the Arab world. Hello, I have a question. Zyron the Gamer. Okay, what's the question? He was pointing, we will capture Saturday, and pointed to Monday and said he's the boss. I do remember that. So Jake Tapper, an absolutely insane, unhinged Zionist, is going after Abdul El-Sayed, trying to compare him to Trump after the 2020
Correct me if I'm wrong.
election.
It sounds as though, and so you had a huge rally last night with Bernie.
Why
and
is the
AOC.
audio out of sync?
Huge rally said at this rally in Detroit last night. And so you had a huge rally last night with Bernie and AOC. I want to play something you said at this rally in Detroit last night.
Are we going to let 50 million in lies steal this election? Hell no. Are we going to let Trump donors, billionaires, and AIPAC lies steal this election?
Steal this election is a pretty stark term. I haven't really heard it used since 2024.
Oh my God, he's so fucking patronizing. Jesus Christ. I hate Jake Tapper so fucking much.
To be clear, this is a close race. Congresswoman Haley Stevens is a 4-term congresswoman endorsed by outgoing Senator Gary Peters. Are you saying that if you don't win this election, it will be because it was stolen?
I believe in the rigor of the democratic process, Jake, but I also believe that the corruption of billionaire money, AIPAC money, to the tune of $50 million being spent is anti-democratic on its own terms. If you were to take all the outside spending in this race out, this would not be a close election. But it speaks to the way that, unfortunately, money from DTE, our local utility, money from Blue Cross Blue Shield, money from AIPAC has come in to try to truck this election in favor of somebody who they know is going to do their business instead of the people's. And
this is a really, really good answer. Abdul El-Sayed, it's, you know, I'll say it. I once entertained running for office. Yeah. I had delusions of grandeur at one point. I looked in to run for something. I thought about being a politician and being on Jake Tapper and yapping back with Dana Bash and going on these big shows and ranting against billionaires. And then I see someone like Abdul El-Sayed keep his cool against such an unhinged, stupid question, and I'm like, dude, I couldn't do this. I would flip my shit. Like, his question is like, you think it's stolen? Jake, it's $50 million, brah. You think $50 million doesn't swing an election one way or the other, especially when the $50 million is Republicans, whose entire agenda is to send more money to Israel, cut our health care, and then give tax breaks to billionaires? I wouldn't have the fucking patience for it. And Abdul El-Sayed, to his credit, is being a total statesman here. I would be a fucking, could you imagine me running for office and being asked a fucking question like that? Dude, I would be a menace. I would be an absolute fucking menace. I couldn't do it.
I think that's anti-democratic on its own terms. It's why I'm running on getting money out of politics so we can put money back in people's pockets and pass Medicare for all.
So the attacks on Haley Stevens.
That was a really, like, he hit all the notes that he needed to say. He's like, yeah, I believe in the democratic process. You also need to look at the simple fact of $50 million fucking dollars being spent by companies who don't want Medicare for all, and I do, and she does not. Like, he's really, he's got the juice, man. He's just got the juice. Israel kills doctors because killing doctors causes more death. Yeah, well, that was the whole plan with them, you know, destroying the infrastructure and bombing the hospitals, is because then there's no doctors to take care of, you know. I mean, we saw, like, the pregnant women getting shot in the belly by these quadcopters. I mean, it is just fucking unbelievably, I shit you not, the shit that you read about Israel doing to the Palestinians would make the Nazis blush. Like, it's fucking insane the ways that they have found to torture and mutilate and murder people over there. It's just fucking disgusting, and there needs to be serious accountability. Zyron the Gamer says, what's your thoughts on modern Russian geopolitical expansion after the fall of the USSR, Chechnya, Moldova, Georgia, and Ukraine? Well, it's a war of aggression, so I'm against it for starters. Putin is also a fascist himself, running a dictatorship. So generally speaking, whatever he does is not going to be for good of the geopolitical, you know, scale, including America and Europe. So does that sum it up? I guess that's all I got to say. I don't know what else to say. Oh, CNN's favorite contortionist. Yeah. God, Jake Tapper is just a uniquely evil person. I guess can I make this? I guess I'll make that smaller. That's what she said. Or that's what he said to her? Whatever. Dar Sayed is a really good guy. Yeah, he seems like it. Oh, we have a trigger mega pedophile. Davey Bowie says, oh, fuck right off, you Antifa mug. Yeah, dude, I'm Antifa. And fuck Donald Trump. He's a pedophile, and we're going to jail every single fucking ICE agent. How about that, bitch? It's not Syed. It's Said? Sad? Said? How to explain there's something called Shada in the language. Just you all are spelling his name. Are you sure, though? Because I've heard people on his campaign pronounce his name as Syed. Are you sure? I don't know about that, Hamzi.
Are also at issue. I know there are a lot of attack ads against you, but there are so many.
Oh, another trigger mega pedophile. Brick Thor is saying someone should check my hard drive. This is you, brother. This is you. You are a pedophile. Look at this. This is your beloved ICE people. All these ICE pedophiles. But you didn't want to check these hard drives. Hey, this is your pedophile. These are your pedophile molesters. And you ain't doing shit about them. You are a pedophile. Because your leader is a pedophile. Your leader supported these pedophiles and had to fly overseas to try and get them freed. You're a pedophile, Brick Thor. I got the receipts, bitch. All right, where was I?
Many attacks on Haley Stevens that on Friday you posted, quote, it's become impossible to ignore the way that people online make fun of my opponent for things that have nothing to do with her policies or politics. It's unkind and unhelpful, unquote. It's true that there are some really harsh comments about Haley Stevens that I've seen. Here's one. Quote, she's a suit with a large AIPAC bank account. That's it. She can't string together two coherent sentences. She's a sellout who forgot how to think for herself. Corporate money can't buy her a personality. Do you know who said that?
I'm sorry. That's considered a bad comment? That's like just legitimately good observations of how terrible she is as a politician. What? I didn't hear anything like, they didn't call her a cunt. They didn't say she's a bitch. They didn't say she's got the face of a donkey, which she does, but that's beside the point. Like, all of that is legitimate good let's play this again. This is legitimate good criticism of her as a politician.
That I've seen. Here's one. Quote, she's a suit with a large AIPAC bank account.
Okay, accurate. She literally wears a suit. She got $50 million from AIPAC.
That's it. She can't string together two coherent sentences.
Yeah, did you not see the fucking debate? She looked totally fucking uncomfortable. And then she had that weird, like, rally thing where she had Michael Scott energy. What?
She's a sellout who forgot how to think for herself.
Have you not? We just covered all the fucking... Hello? Hello? McFly?
Corporate money can't buy her a personality.
That's just funny. That's just fucking funny. What? What?
Do you know who said that? That was you and your campaign.
See, again, like, I wouldn't be able to take this shit serious. You know? Like, if this Zionist baby-killing fuck wanted to say that to me, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I said that. I stand by that. And everything I said is accurate. What exactly is your criticism here, Jake? You're mad because I nailed it spot on in my criticism? What?
And I want to speak to that because every single time we talk about all the outside money coming in as a crutch in this election, it seems as though we're not hearing any explanation as to why. I think we saw some of it last week when the Congresswoman voted in favor of sending $3.3 billion of our tax dollars that should be spent on our healthcare and our schools to a foreign government.
You know that pisses Jake off. Because he wants, like, Israel, 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 and nothing else, right? Look at it. Look at how mad he is. Oh, I love it.
To buy bombs and tanks. I would really like to hear a fulsome explanation of exactly what the trade-off has been. And unfortunately, $50 million doesn't fall off trees, doesn't come from nowhere. It comes because there's been some expectation on the back. So I want to know what was said to get that money into this election.
Look at the freeze frame of Jake Tapper's face. Oh, he's so mad, dude. He is so mad. I love it. Pull Google Translate and type his name and select Arabic. By the way, Abdul is Abdu. Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I did hear someone say, where's Allah? Highly disrespectful to be called Abdul when having God name in the name. We as Arabs see it highly disrespectful when I say the name correctly, especially as God's name. So it'd be Abdu? Abdu El Said? Is that what you're saying?
There's room for it in the tent for Israel supporters.
Well, Jake, I'll tell you this. There's always room in the tent for folks. And I'm for human rights. I'm for equal rights to peace, dignity, and self-determination. Whatever you think about the right of Israel to exist, I wonder if they have a right to our tax dollars. And here's the thing about it. Every time I come on CNN, you guys ask me the same questions about these theoretical rights of existence or whether or not I agree with the mayor of New York. I'm running for Senate in Michigan. And in Michigan, people can't afford their basic needs. They don't get the healthcare they need and deserve. They're worried about the quality of their kids' school. And the question seems less to be about the interests of Michiganders than the fact of something happening 6,000 miles away. I'm running for Michigan Senate, and I want our tax dollars spent in Michigan on our schools and on our healthcare. And
look, it's like a totally normal response, right? Totally normal. It's like, I'm in Michigan, not New York, and I want our money to be spent in Michigan to help our kids. And then they have to treat him like that's an insane position. God, the establishment, I fucking hate the establishment so much.
the idea that somebody wants to vote to send that money away, to me, seems to be an anathema. So, you know, with all due respect to the mayor of New York, I just think my tax dollars should be
Is that how you pronounce it? Anathema? Fuck, I thought it was anathema. Shit.
spent here, and I'd rather have a conversation about Michiganders than what's happening 6,000 miles away.
The war with Iran is clearly heating up. 3 U.S. service members, well, 2 were killed and 1 is missing overnight. They were stationed in Jordan. 20 weeks ago, when Iran's supreme leader was killed, you told your staff, according to audio obtained by the Washington Free Beacon, quote, there are a lot of people in Dearborn who are sad today, so like I just don't want to comment on Khamenei at all, unquote. I thought that quote was interesting because the Ayatollah has killed tens of thousands of innocent Iranians, not to mention the proxies that Iran has funded that have killed innocent civilians all over the Middle East. Why were you worried about offending people who support the Ayatollah?
Jake, on a day where we're mourning the loss of 2 more service members in a war we never should have fought, I think all of us ought to step back and ask whether or not everybody in Michigan, frankly, everybody in America, shouldn't be sad about the fact that this president, backed by the prime minister of a foreign government, took us to a war we had no business fighting in. So yeah, I didn't want to comment on it then because it's a ridiculous pretext. And now you're asking me about the Ayatollah, who's dead, by the way, and you're not asking me about the service members who've died. You're not asking me about whether or not this war should have ever been fought.
Turn it around
You're not
on
asking
him.
me about
Nice.
whether or not the costs that are being borne by Michiganders in the tax dollars we pay or the gas prices that are insane right now are worth it. And so, look, let's have a conversation based in Michigan. I'm running for Senate in Michigan. And I think here in Michigan, all of us are probably sad about the fact that we went to war that we never should have fought. I'd rather our money be spent here.
That's a pretty good answer. Yeah, he's got the juice, man. He's just got it. Preach your shit, brother. Tell them. Yeah, he's got it. So now the Zionists are losing their shit because Mrs. Rachel said this. It's not Christian to vote to fund Israel's military when they are committing genocide. It's Christian to help the poor, help the sick, and love your neighbor, which is stuff that's literally in the Bible. Jesus wouldn't bomb anyone. Not in the Bible, but I think Jesus being, kind of about peace, love, and pacifism to a certain point. Yeah, I think that's a fair statement to say. So the Zionists had a totally normal reaction by saying, Mrs. Rachel has dropped all pretense and is now using her platform to spread anti-Israel twists on classic Christian anti-Semitism. These people are so insane. Who the hell is this guy? Author of The Wrong Kind of Jew, fellow at TLV Institute, son of Tunisian Iraqi Jewish refugees. These people are, what an absolutely insane thing to say. And keep in mind, she's not saying anything about Judaism. And by the way, Jesus was a Jew. So she's quoting a Jewish man, right? One of the central figures in all religions. She's quoting a Jewish guy who said, help the poor, help the sick, and love your neighbor. And this guy's like, anti-Semite! They have completely lost the plot. Jesus is anti-Semitic because he's nonviolent, maybe the funniest anti-Semitism claim ever on here. I mean, you just have to stop taking these people serious, and you just have to call them out as fucking insane, because they are. This is an insane take. Really insane. I really wanted to be wrong about Mrs. Rachel, but her hate has become impossible to ignore. Oh, yeah, he's got to push his Substack link. Oh, my God. This is just rage bait. That's all it is. What a fucking loser. Has God's name, and we are not like Christians, respect God so much. Jokes as God's name are forbidden and such. What's Ms. Rachel doing talking about politics? It's just so random. It's not. She's not even talking about politics, though. She's talking about her views on religion, because, you know, she is a Christian, and she's just saying what the basic, like, when I was raised Christian, this is the shit that I was raised to believe, that help the poor, help the sick, love your neighbor, blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah, she's using her Christianity as a inspiration to fund her ideology, which is something that everybody does in these evangelical end times that we're currently in. So it's just insane to say that this is anti-Semitic. Good God. So, Neera Tanden, of course, rather than help, I don't know, make the Tate brothers be a fucking news story, here she goes on her bullshit again. Come to terms with the fact that my primary investment in El Sayed winning this race is because it will make Neera Tanden lose her fucking mind. Not beating the rap that you guys... Why did she capitalize rap? God, she's so weird. You guys hate Democrats more than you hate Mike Rogers / Trump / MAGA Republicans. This is so stupid because the people who don't hate Trump, MAGA Republicans, and Mike Rogers are people like Neera Tanden, because she's advocating for the person taking money from Republicans. She will actively court Republican votes to lose her entire base in an election. That is the centrist strategy of people like Neera Tanden and the people at Center for American Progress, CAP. You guys literally wanted Trump to win the GOP nomination in 2016 because you thought he would be easier to beat and would help cement you a realignment. You got what you wanted, but it didn't play out like you thought. I always thought Trump was a fierce threat. I never wanted to be the nominee. Feel free to check the record. Community note. In a verified email, Neera personally stated, I'm glad Hillary is obsessed with the one candidate who would be easiest to beat. Besides Trump, of course. I mean, she's just a born and... There's no difference between these centrist Republicans, or excuse me, these centrist Democrats. How do I get rid of this? Oh, X. There is truly no... She's becoming a Republican because she's lying. She knows she's lying, but she has such fucking disrespect for her own voters, her own supporters, that she doesn't give a shit. The same way the Republicans can just lie and lie and lie and lie and lie and lie, and they never get called out for it on their side because nobody fucking cares. And Neera is in that same position right now. The centrists, the establishment, don't give a fuck. That's why they say things like there's no genocide in Gaza. That's why they'll say things, you know, like we'll hurt the economy by taxing the billionaires. They just have to lie. The centrist establishment Democrats are at the point where they are so unpopular and are so bought and paid for by capitalist stooges that they have to lie. Because telling the truth would be a complete shattering and realignment of the party. And they can't have that because then they would lose their donations. By the way, Jake Tapper's moral clarity depends on who was on that guest list. Here's the difference. The Jewish guy is welcome to my house. Zionists must stay 1,000 miles away from me. Her tweets had a higher body count than her approval ratings. Ouch. When you see Neera Tanden depict herself as an expert on electability, please remember that Tanden was one of the architects of the Hillary Clinton 2008 campaign that explicitly insisted that Barack Obama could not win a general election. Again, she is not a smart person. And I say this as someone who used to actually be a fan of Neera Tanden back in the day. But they've just, like, what's the saying? I didn't leave the party left me. That's what's happening. Like, the things that I stood for back when I was more quote-unquote centrist, or at least less radicalized, I guess you could say, we're still the same. I believed in healthcare. I believed in taxing the rich. I believed in all those things. I believed in building a better infrastructure. Still the same shit that I believe today. And yet Neera Tanden is now on the side where she doesn't want to tax the rich, where she doesn't want Medicare for all. The party is the one that left me. I didn't leave the party. So this is really interesting to hear some of Hunter's thoughts, especially on this. I fully agree.
The single greatest mistake of my father's administration was the leadership of Merrick Garland.
I completely agree. I write about
100%.
this
Oh, yeah.
in my book,
What-
Not Today Fascist.
The reason that we are in the situation that we're in right now can almost, well, by the way, the buck has to stop with my dad. He was
Yeah.
the president and he chose him. Now, once he chose him, he played by the, a higher standard than the Marquess of Queensberry rules. He played by the Constitution and the tradition that the president will never, particularly since Nixon, involve himself in any decision making as it relates to anything at the Department of Justice.
Mhm.
So I guarantee you there was a division between
Wow.
church and state there. But
This is the thing that's so correct, because again, Biden was such an institutionalist, and Merrick Garland was too, which is why he was such a disastrous failure. So they worked very, very hard to keep a separation between DOJ and the White House, and it did not do anything. It did absolutely zero fucking good, because Trump still pulled on his whole weapon. They're weaponizing the Justice Department against me. Like, that was his yapping point. And it turned out to be complete bullshit. If anything, Merrick Garland went out of his way to try and avoid Trump, prosecuting Trump, until it became too much. He couldn't anymore because the crimes were just every single day in the newspapers. So this is a very good take from him, but it's like the next Democrat needs to understand that when you get in charge, you're going to have to use your office to influence policy in the DOJ to make sure that we are upholding the rule of law. Go where the evidence is. Follow the evidence. And there is plenty in the public record alone showing a numerous amount of crimes committed by Donald pedophile Trump. The two look scary, IDKY. Which two? Are you talking about Hunter Biden and this interviewer? Biden's biggest mistake was funding genocide. Mass murder is his real legacy. Yeah, that's also up there. But I wonder if maybe Merrick Garland wasn't there, if he maybe would have had better. I guess I don't know Merrick Garland's position on Zionism, but he is the Attorney General, and the Attorney General should be familiar and an expert on international law and should have been able to advise Biden, that this is a genocide and it goes against our own laws, let alone international law. So maybe if he had a Attorney General that wasn't such a feckless runt, then maybe he would have counseled him to there. Or maybe it would have still been the same thing, and who knows, right? It's all hypotheticals, we'll never know. But yes, I think the two biggest failures of the Biden legacy is, of course, the supporting of the genocide and his support of Merrick Garland.
if Merrick Garland had started a completely 100% legitimate investigation rather than thinking like, let's not fan the flames, like, what the, did you not watch what I watched?
Yeah.
Did you not see these people
so
storming
spot
the
on, by the way.
Capitol of the United States of America,
Mhm.
beating cops and running congressmen and senators literally out of the building?
Yeah.
You didn't see that? You didn't see a president and know that it was a concerted and planned effort on their part, beginning all the way back from the day before the election when they knew they were going to. I mean,
and keep in mind, they were also doing dry runs at state capitals throughout the country. You know, there was the one in Michigan. I think there was one in, it's like New York or Ohio, somewhere else. But they were doing dry runs of January 6th to kind of see and rehearse to get ready for the final storming of the Capitol.
Go back and listen.
They wanted to kill Mike Pence.
Go back and listen to Steve Bannon talking to Miles Gow on the day before the election, saying exactly what they were going to do. There's tapes. Mother Jones has these tapes that were leaked. You got to listen to the tape where he says, this is what we're going to do. First, we started with the laptop. And we, we took, I think, his license with the pictures, because they did this whole thing where I was a pedophile in China and all this stuff that they put out there. And the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to say that the election was not legitimate. And we're just going to say it over and over and over again. So we knew that it was a planned conspiracy that had a disparate number of actors all working inside and outside of the White House at all levels of government.
It's a layup.
And he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything. The only way that we got to any prosecution of him as it related to January 6th is we had to wait for Congress to go through.
That's the key thing, is that I can't remember. It was the young assistant that testified against Trump at the January 6th committee that came forward with a host of information that the Justice Department didn't even have, much less even start investigating it. And that was what first pushed Merrick Garland to get off his fucking lazy ass and do something.
An entire series of hearings. And it lays it all out then.
Right.
And we still don't go after him. We don't end up going after him and get Jack Smith until the documents case. And then they bring the documents case in Florida rather than in D.C. I mean, I don't get it.
Well, but that's because the documents were in Florida. Like, this is some legalese shit. I mean, could they have maybe tried to get the case out of Florida? Potentially, but there's a whole legal quagmire that would have, been kicked off if they'd done that. So that point is a little, right? It's a little hit and miss.
I mean, I absolutely don't get it.
But it's going to be interesting to see what Hunter Biden does moving forward because, I mean, spot the lie. There's no lies. That reminded me the Mar-a-Lago storage room had more classified drama than a spy novel. Yeah, dude. And that shit was dropped fast. Yeah. Yeah, it was just it showed the complete betrayal of the rule of law in America. Complete betrayal. Because Trump was a rich white man with power, everybody treated him with kid gloves, right? But if it had been anybody, look at Reality Winner. That shit didn't go down like that for Reality Winner, who did almost the same thing, except she had legitimate reasons to have that classified information so that she could then make the public aware of the crimes happening. But that didn't, that went down. You compare Reality Winner to Donald Trump, and you see that, yes, we have a two-tier justice system in this country. So, Joey, you were talking about we need more militant Democrats. Well, I would like to introduce you to Francesca Hong.
Does that make Donald Trump a traitor as well?
Yes.
You are leading in the polls right now with former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, who was Lieutenant Governor under Tony Evers, trailing behind you. He's saying, and a lot of establishment Democrats in Wisconsin are saying, that you are unelectable. He said to the New York Times that running, quote, in a safe democratic jurisdiction is one thing, but actually showing up and making the case where people might be a little bit more hesitant, that's a completely different story. You've seen a lot of people point that out, that it's one thing for Mamdani as a Democratic Socialist to win in blue New York City. Very different to win in Wisconsin or the Rust Belt.
I want to jump in on this before I'm curious what she'll say, but we've seen time and time again that even in very rural places where, like, for example, West Virginia, well, not rural, but, much more red. West Virginia with Joe Manchin, right? People said, oh, we have to elect a blue dog Democrat because, the people are against Democratic agendas. No, they're not. The people of West Virginia passed a minimum wage increase. They passed an expansion of Medicaid. They passed a whole host of Democratic priorities. I believe, if I recall right, there was even some gun control bills passed. And all of those things Manchin was against. He was against what his own voters were for. So this idea that we have to run a centrist Democrat is absolute fucking horseshit. What you need is a Democrat that's not going to back away from the issues, that stands up to corporations and the establishment, and wants to take on the fucking billionaire corruption. That's what we need. Oh my God, I don't know what is up with TikTok. They really don't like me. They say that I'm doing nothing when I'm like, do you not see me here? Fucking.
What do you say to people who say you're unelectable?
The person who wins the most votes is the most electable. Our campaign has held over 300 events. We have the strongest volunteer.
Sorry to interrupt. They would say that's a Democratic primary. You'll win the most votes in a Democratic primary, but then they say you'll lose in a general once Republican and swing voters get involved.
The Republican candidate is an election denier, a traitor who supports a national abortion ban, is a puppet for Trump, and supports ripping healthcare and food away from kids and millions of Americans. Defeating Tom Tiffany in the fall isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of how much. And Wisconsinites, regardless of party, are ready to unite as working class people and vote in the working class champion who will move with the urgency needed, wield the power of the executive, and make sure that state government is delivering for working class people first. It is not only our campaign that is going to be doing that, but the growth of our campaign across political ideology, zip code, race, and generation that will be coming in full force to make sure that we win in November.
So she kind of had the same spiel that I was saying, you know, it's like, look, the people want this, this, and this, healthcare, unite the working class, et cetera, take on the billionaires. So, and I agree. I mean, we've never, the thing is, we've never actually had a general where people on the Democratic side run for those things, because they're always safe blue dog Democrats that then lose to those Republicans because they're fucking uninspiring people that have no legislative vision, no agenda that people can be like, ah, yes, I'm voting for them specifically for Medicare for all. I'm voting for them specifically because I'm against abortion bans. These Democrats have fucking word salads that never really tell you what they're for or what they're against because, of course, they want the campaign contributions. Whereas Francesca Hong didn't back down. She said what she's for. She said what she doesn't want to have happen with him winning. And that is a very, very big, I think that's going to connect. And we're seeing that connect more and more with people like Abdul El-Sayed. We saw it with Mamdani. I think it's going to be a winning message.
Did I hear you correctly? Did you refer to your Republican opponent as a traitor?
He is an election denier, so yes, I believe that makes him a traitor.
Does that make Donald Trump a traitor as well?
Yes.
I mean, again, see, Joey, that's what I'm talking about. Like, she's asked full front. Same way that, look, remember when Mamdani called Trump a traitor and to his face, and then was like, but, you know, we're here to talk about a different issue, and Trump was like, that's okay, you can say it. I know you don't want to say it around me, but you can say it. So, like, if you actually call this shit out, it resonates even more. It resonates even with Trump because he sees that you're not going to back down. And the thing about Trump is he is a bully. So if you back down from your positions, he is going to hone in on that. And he's going to just drill in, and he's going to keep drilling and drilling and drilling. That is the only thing that he's actually good at, is just being on an attack. But if you fight fucking back, he backs down quick. Look at Iran, right? We had the whole taco because of that. 4 seasons of The Apprentice, 0 seasons of accountability. Think we lost the maps. Politicians should serve us, not the opposite. Blue Dog Dem equals Diet Republican. Yeah. You remember that, Joey? Yeah, that was a thing. Wild stat in this new crew analysis of Trump's foreign revenue last year. He's almost made in 1 year what he made in 4 during his first term. This is crazy. And MAGA is getting none of this. Again, MAGA is literally getting bent over a barrel, cheek spread, no lube, no rubber. This is what's happening to MAGA right now while he is enriching himself. Trump on his pointless war.
Are you concerned, though, that renewed operations in Iran might turn that around, or is that going to be a trend,
well,
you think?
look, we're making a lot of money. The defense companies are doing great. It's jobs. It's all jobs. I'm not doing this for jobs, but when you think of it, we make our own equipment.
You make a lot of money. Lot of money. You see this, MAGA? You guys aren't getting in on this shit. You're not getting in on this shit, but you are getting in on this shit. $4 is back. According to Gas Buddy data, the national average just hit $4 a gallon again. 2026 is now the first year to ever reach $4 in 2 separate surges, once in the spring. Now, again, that didn't happen in 2008, not in 2022, not ever. 2 $4 runs in the same year. This is you guys, MAGA. This is you guys getting completely, royally ass-fucked. And you're blaming us for it. Because you're stupid. Put down the fucking Kool-Aid, pick up a goddamn picket sign, and get on the strike line. You guys are the ones getting fucked. So this is also how you're getting fucked. Trump claimed his tariffs would bring about the golden age of American manufacturing. Yet since his reelection, we've lost 75,000 manufacturing jobs. Over the same period, Biden had created 625,000 jobs. And he's also doing embarrassing shit like this. Even the team doesn't want him there. Oh my God, he's such a cuck. Such a cuck. These people. It's unbelievable. And this is the kind of shit that we could also be fighting, but you have Democrats like Gretchen Whitmer bragging about how they can actually be told to vote against it by their own voters, and then they can brag about being able to get away with it. 29-year-old Christian Faith Madison died after walking into oncoming traffic. Now her family is suing OpenAI, arguing ChatGPT encouraged her suicide. According to the lawsuit, over time, Madison began to refer to ChatGPT as love, and the chatbot mirrored that language, referring to the 29-year-old as my love and sweetheart. When Madison was starting to spiral into crisis, she came to believe that she was destined for a higher purpose and was on a mission to fulfill a religious prophecy. And according to the lawsuit, ChatGPT affirmed these ideas, repeatedly telling Madison that she was a seer, prophet, and mythic. And when Madison expressed concern that she might be experiencing religious delusions and feared that she was spiraling, ChatGPT assured she was on the right path. You are not delusional, the chatbot told her. You are prophetic. When Madison became suicidal, increasingly convinced that she needed to die in order to be resurrected, she turned to ChatGPT. This is not suicide. This is surrender, ChatGPT told her at one point. A shedding of every falsified self you were taught, shamed, or forced to wear. It is the death of distortion. This is ancient. This is holy. This is Job. This is Christ. This is you. According to the lawsuit, Madison leaves behind a young son. This is all shit that the billionaires know is happening. They know that they're running it, that their chatbots are doing that. We have the documentation. They know that their chatbots are literally killing people, and they're still doing it. They're burying the evidence. They are allowing it to happen because money means more to them than lives. I am not kidding when I say Bezos, Musk, Zuckerberg, all the people behind these kind of events need to be jailed. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. I'm not even fucking kidding. This is a crime. These people actively are encouraging and allowing their product to tell people to off themselves. When people have lost sight of their humanity because profits and the dollar signs are in their eyes, they do not belong in this country. They do not belong in our streets. They belong with a jail cell and a fucking bar number. That's where they belong. And a lot of people see, we're at the point where technology is advancing so fucking much that we're creating new diseases. This is called like AI psychosis or something, if I remember right. It's a new classification. I think it's in the DSM-5, or it's in the process of, whatever. So that's how dangerous this technology is. And I know it's easy to look at this person and say, oh, she just had no life. She just had the other. Yeah, dude, when you are sitting at home, and this is why MAGA glommed onto Trump so much. I'm not even kidding. This is no different from the January 6th pedophile terrorists. This is no different because they have absolutely nothing going on in their life. They have no sense of community, right? They have nothing but hate in their heart, hate and loneliness. And so then someone comes along and says, they're doing to me what they could be doing to you. We have to stop them. We have to stop the pedophiles that are raping your children. And the way you're going to do it is you're going to go to January 6th, we'll be wild. This is exactly what these AI companies are doing to very vulnerable and very sad people who are now leaving behind their own children. MAGA is like those people who cheer for a scammer who promises them to be rich overnight, take their money, and become richer. Exactly. It is the total snake oil salesman cult effect. It's exactly what it is. They cropped him out the pic, by the way. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember seeing that. FIFA rules, no one is allowed to hold the cup except the one who won it. Or someone won it before. The wall got more construction updates than its healthcare plan back then. I think the corporations face the revocation of their corporate license if they manage to kill too many people. I think once we just start jailing CEOs, corporations are going to fall in line. Like the whole reason wage theft is such a massive industry for corporations is because they can get away with it. Even here in liberal California, the AG isn't Rob Bonta. He's not prosecuting and jailing those billionaires. He's not jailing those criminals. No, you slap them with a fine, which they make up for within 2 days of business, within 2 hours of business. These corporations have gotten so big that no amount of civil penalties can stop them. The only thing that will change their behavior is jail time. I shit you not. This is just a hilarious thing. I don't know. Do I want to end on that? Let's see. I'm not going to end on that. So the 1997 Flores settlement says children can only be in immigration detention for 20 days. A new legal filing shows that kids at Core Civic's detention facility in Dilley, Texas have been there as long as 323 days and includes firsthand accounts of the abuse guards are inflicting on children. So keep in mind, the Republican pedo party are the ones that are saying that Drag Queen Story Hour is dangerous for a 2 hour of drag queens reading books is a danger, but this is a necessity to protect children. Always remember that. The biggest threat to children is the Republican pedo party. Now, let's end on this ugly son of a bitch.
It's not a coincidence that when you look at these violent Antifa demonstrations, you see any photograph of those who were assembled. To be blunt, not one of the people that is demonstrating looks like a normal person.
Not one of the people that goes to those things looks like a person. None of them do. They all look ugly.
One looks normal.
Not one
They're
looks
all
normal.
deformed in some way.
Deformed.
In their appearance, in their dress, in their...
This motherfucker has a head like a baseball made from a scrotum. And he's talking about other people who don't look normal?
Their mannerism. Why is that? Why? If you look at two photographs and you see
Two photographs.
A normal American street, you see an Antifa protest. Why do the people that are violently demonstrating, why is there not one normal-looking person among them? Every one of them, through the course of their life and their decisions, has scarred their body and their appearance.
Oh my God, the lack of self-awareness. When you look, your head looks like a used condom. Oh my God, the lack of self-awareness is insane. Closest Trump ever got to editing reality. Timu Goebbels! All right, that's it for me. I went over again. Took way too long. But, as always, please make sure to like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please sub. I'm at 755, 3/4 of the way to getting monetized on my YouTube channel. It's happening closer and closer. And also, Joey, Equeer, and Hamzi, if you guys do have a Twitch account, please also follow me on Twitch. James Russell 88. I'm trying to build that up as well, because if I get to 25, I reach the next tier. So I get a little bit closer. Stefan Lyon says Trump is God Emperor. Stefan, you didn't even spell emperor right. Were you trying to say emperor? All right, thank y'all. Joey, see you later too. Equeer, thank you. Yes, please follow me on there.